Hello guys, welcome back to another movie review, and today we are reviewing The Dead Don't Hurt. The Dead Don't Hurt is a new movie that has come out this week in the UK, and it's directed and starring Viggo Mortensen. Now, you guys might not know that name. It is a name that many people won't know, but if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you will know that name. And this is directed and starring Viggo himself, and Viggo actually played Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings series. He's obviously now delving into more directional films. I don't think it's his directional debut. I think he's done one before. This is like his, maybe, I guess, second or first big-ish movie, I guess. And yeah, I think the film I felt was better directed than him performing, if I'm gonna be truthful. I think the actual creativity in the film, the cinematography, the score was phenomenal, but he also did really starring, producing, directing, and he also wrote this movie. But this is where it fell a bit short. I didn't like the actual story. The plot was strung, let's say. Very, very, very strung, and a tough watch at times, you know? So I'm going to read here what the synopsis is, because it is quite there's a lot of information in it. So, in the 1860s, fiercely independent French-Canadian Vivian Lecundi embarks on a journey with Danish immigrant Holger Olsen, attempting to forge a life together in the dusty town of Elk Flats in Nevada. When Holger decides to go and fight in the Union for the Civil War, Vivian, however, then is left behind and she must fend for herself. So it's about a couple relationship, you know, they're a new relationship, and he wants to go off and fight for war. He hasn't got to go, he wants to, he gets a money opportunity, and when he comes back, he realizes some things have happened, and, you know, the dead don't hurt. It's not really about the dead people that's hurting you. You know, it's people alive tend to be the ones that hurt you the most. You know, so that is what it is. Whether or not it's physically or emotionally, this is the premise of that story, I guess. And from that point of view, I really did like that whole premise of that. But I think execution-wise, I think it was missing. At the beginning, we had Holger Olsen, who is Viggo's character. You know, he was pivotal to the role and to everything else, and you know, life in general, I guess, for Vivian and all that. And he just was out of the movie, obviously, for 45 minutes. And we didn't even see him at war. We didn't, like, she was writing letters, and, like, there wasn't even, like, scenes with him writing letters back. And there was, like, he was just gone for, like, 40 minutes, and then he just came back at the end, you know? So that was a bit difficult to see. But I think creatively as a movie, it was very, very good. And obviously, 1860s, definitely keeping in that time period. We do actually have a, like, Western movie, I guess, coming out soon called Horizon. I think it's Chapter 1, directed and starring Kevin Costner. So very similar to this aspect, but I'm all in. I'm loving this Western vibe at the moment, you know. This is great. I really did like this film, but it's not one of my, like, go-to movies I'd watch again. It's a film that I definitely would watch, you know, if it was on streaming or something like that, but I think it had some, you know, definitely would appreciate a second watch maybe of it, but I wouldn't be rushing for it right now. Like, if I was you guys and you was deciding to go to the cinema, don't go and pay to see this. It's one of them ones for me. But as a film, it's a fantastically made movie with a great score, as I said earlier, and I think some of the cinematography shots in the film were brilliant. I just question some of the writing and some of the decisions behind the plot that Viggo decided to make, I guess, because, well, some of them were a bit questionable, and I don't understand why. Looking at it as well, Viggo actually is down and listed as the composer on the movie. He literally did the music, the production, the direction, the writing, and starring the lead role. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I thought it was good in that aspect. So rating the movie, what did I give it? As I say, you know, a total masterclass from one person to do a lot of those roles, obviously. I initially gave it a 3-star, but I'm going to up it to 3.5, purely finding that information out there. 3.5 stars for me, you know, to have one person to be able to create all that, I think is fantastic. And also a special shout out to the person who played Vivian, who was Vicky Creeps. She was fantastic in this film. Really sold that show of, you know, of the role. She's been in things like Old, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, and Colonia, which starred Emma Watson, I believe. So she's been in a few things, but I think in this film, I think she was like, well, she was the main star in the movie, and there was some really harrowing scenes, and I think she did them really, really well. So credit there to Vicky. But yeah, there it is, 3.5 star then for The Dead Don't Hurt. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you gone to see it? I wouldn't recommend rushing to see it. If you have the opportunity to and you like your westerns, definitely go to, but don't rush if you're not in a rush. And yeah, there it is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and of course I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.